Okay, cool. So let me share my screen then, and I'm gonna give you a general overview of Talkable.
Okay.
And then after that, we're gonna create you an account at Talkable. And it will take you a couple of hours maybe until your account gets approved as admin account, as staff member account. And then from there, you will be able to access any customer's data. Okay.
Okay.
So Talkable. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yeah. It's coming up. Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. So Talkable. Right now, as of today, it's all about referrals. Um, we are a platform, and our business is to embed a referral program, a referral campaign right into the customer's website, and it can look the way you want it to look. It can look like a button that you see on the right hand side here, for example. And whenever you click this button, it expands you a share page pop-up from where you as an advocate can invite your friend. You can send them a share link. And I can copy this unique direct share link to my friends, and whenever they click on it, such as an example would be I just paste it into Skype, for example, right? And whenever they clicked on this link, this is what they're gonna see on a page. So I'm seeing a prompt to enter my email address in order to verify myself as a valid friend, in order to receive 50% off discount, right? And so I'm trying to enter this unique email just to show you some validation tips. So it currently says we are sorry. And it says so because it tracked me down as a self-referral, because right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cheat Talkable in order to get the discount, not from a valid advocate but from myself. And because of that, Talkable has multiple ways to find out what is a self-referral. Right now we detected a self-referral using email check, but we can also do that by cookies or by IP address. And all that configuration sits under Talkable admin, under your site settings. And there you can configure that however you want, because some businesses may not really require such strict policies as block by IP address, because it's too strict. They might only block by cookies, for example, or email, right? Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay, so here on the screen I just got my 25% discount, just because that particular campaign is configured to give me 25% off if I'm ineligible for a full discount, for 50% off. And such flexibility at Talkable is really everywhere, because this page that you're seeing, you have an impression that you just visited Pura Vida's website, right? But in fact, there's just a screenshot on the background, and that's not their website. We're using this service that's called URL to PNG, and it captures all the websites throughout whenever we need it as screenshots, and then we can embed those screenshots.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are mimicking, yeah, we are essentially mimicking the website look and feel. And on top of that image, we are showing the pop-up. So essentially that whole page is hosted right now by Talkable. You basically visited Talkable right now. But that feature with custom domain, right? That mypurevidabracelets.com. So this custom domain is called a white labeling feature. It's only available to paid customers. If they want it, we can do that. Otherwise, if you are fine with default links, the link would be talkable.com /x and then some unique identifier. So
Gotcha.
yeah, right now we are kind of going through the general referral flow. So on the previous step, we made a share as an advocate. Right now on this page, we are as friend. We just got our reward. And then we can just click on it in order to copy and then press start shopping. So as soon as we land on the Pura Vida's homepage, let's try to buy something. So what we're gonna do is, let's buy some rings. On the previous screen, there was a disclaimer that there should be some sort of minimum amount in dollars of the subtotal. So our subtotal is $72. Let's proceed to checkout.
Okay, and I noticed that it didn't trigger the reward pop-up until you hit one above the minimum spend limit, correct? So it's tracking that in the background.
Can you say it again?
Oh, I noticed on the previous page, when you just selected, buy one ring, there was no pop-up that came up saying you met the minimum. But after you selected 6 of them, then it says, congrats, you met the minimum or order of something, now your credit applies. So it's already tracking that on the back.
It actually would be it actually would be a very good idea as an addition to our integration, but currently we don't do that. We don't really clearly communicate that to the user because we only communicate that on the previous screen. But in any case, if you try to apply your coupon code on for example $10 subtotal purchase, you won't be able to do that, and that would be a website's validation error message. So this is the way it works, and you're gonna only see that on the checkout, but you won't be able to do that prior to checkout. So this is the way it works. Okay, so let's paste the coupon code in here. Let's try to click apply. So we just got $18 discount, and our subtotal after discount is $54. So this is the way it works for the friend, and if we are gonna fill this form out and submit it, we will make a purchase, and that purchase will be attributed to Talkable as a referral purchase. And as a result, in Talkable, we're gonna create a logical connection between the advocate who initially made a share and a friend who then clicked on the link and then made the referral purchase using the coupon code. You as a friend may not actually paste this coupon code in here, and even after that, if you will proceed to checkout and make a referral purchase, it will still be attributed to Talkable because you hit the Pura Vida's website through the friend claim page of Talkable. And then we will detect that by cookie or by email address. So that is the way how our referral attribution model works. We not only track it by coupon code, but we also apply checks by cookies and email address. Okay, so let's imagine we made a purchase, and let's see how it looks inside admin. Inside Talkable admin for Pura Vida. So this is site dashboard, and this is what Griffin, the manager on Pura Vida's end, sees on a daily basis as soon as they hit this page. All right, let's wait a moment until it loads.
And if I remember correctly, the cookies, they last for 30 days. Is that correct?
Cookies last... Yeah, technically speaking, cookies last forever. To be more precise, 20 years. But it all depends on the attribution model logics, because in Talkable, you can even configure your own custom attribution model. And there is several of them, and I believe Talkable Ideal Sales, that's the name of the attribution model. According to that model, we only count 30 days cookies in order to attribute that referral purchase to Talkable. Otherwise, it will be attributed to not Talkable.
Okay, then it goes directly back to the merchant or the seller.
Right, and here on the in the tooltip here on the right chart, you can see the label Talkable Sales 2, and that will give you an impression of what kind of attribution model it has with this particular website. So it tells you that Talkable sales that were made directly after visiting a Talkable offer link included blocked, approved, abandoned, or flagged, and does not include subsequent purchases or advocate purchases. Unfortunately, we do not expose any more details, and I can shoot a request to backend team to find out all the details, but apparently Mike has that in written form already. So you might want to ask Mike to provide you details on that, because I'm not really fully aware of all the possible checks and use cases for each of the attribution models, since there is several of them.
Okay, let me make a note of that.
Yeah.
Asking things.
Yeah, and from my side, I will try to ask developers as well. Okay, so this is a site dashboard. This is what Pura Vida's managers see on a daily basis. So there's two charts here. The chart on the left shows you a total site revenue, not including referral revenue, and the chart on the right shows you just the referral revenue, right? And so the chart on the right currently shows over $100,000 per month in referral revenue that were made by Talkable. And that's roughly 6.5% as we see down below. And that's 6.5% out of the total revenue. Right.
Okay.
And this is how this number changes over time, month by month. So on average, you can treat it as we bring roughly 8.5% to their business, or 7.5, yeah, around 7.5 to 8% increase each month. That's actually huge, I think. I think the other majority of customers make roughly up to 3, maybe 4% total, not more than that. So it's treated as a very good number. All right.
Okay.
So down below, there's all sorts of charts on this page. It's the main reporting piece. So referrals, this is what we just saw on the previous flow. As a result of creating a referral purchase, we are creating a referral inside Talkable. And each referral can have different states. We call them statuses. And a proof is the status whenever all the checks are passed, because I, as a friend, may proceed to the checkout, and that referral purchase may be made by actually an advocate, not by a friend, even though they tried to cheat Talkable, and Talkable gave them the coupon code, right? But after you proceed to the checkout and apply that coupon code, you make actually almost a valid purchase. But then, as a result, we find out that you made this purchase using your own email address, such as whenever you get a coupon code, you may open that link in incognito browser and enter some sort of unique email address, right? But on the checkout page, you might want to add your personal email address that you use as an advocate. And if that was the case, we will treat that as a self-referral and will automatically block it. And it will appear inside this tab, inside blocked referrals. And all those all those policies are called fraud settings. And inside menu, you will be able to click on fraud settings and access all the profiles and see the current fraud profile for this particular website. Such as an example would be if the advocate and friend, if their cookies match, then block that advocate. If, for example, friend who's visiting the friend claim page, if their cookie matches to the advocate's one, block them out. And in this case, friends will not even see the claim page. Instead, they will just land on the Pura Vida's website without any notice. And so there's all sorts of criteria by which we detect self-referrals, and it's basically a huge part of our business, fraud detection, because there's huge fraud demand from customers in order, like they don't want to deal with fraud, and Talkable invents all sorts of features and ways how to prevent it. All right.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So, a quick question: the fraud settings here, are these managed? Do the customers get to manage their settings on their own, or is this kind of a standard setting which Talkable provides, and then Talkable themselves control? So this is outside of customer control.
Yeah, by default, we recommend moderate profile. Here we are dealing with some custom configuration. By default, it would be moderate. And we do recommend to use moderate settings generally, but of course, it depends on the business and their needs and restrictions, and they might change their mind to make some settings more or less restricted. We mostly configure configure them manually on our end, and we just ask customers what kind of profile do you want us to configure for you, and then we will just configure it once for them and don't actually touch it anymore. So it's just a one-time job as new contracts get signed.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and except the fraud profiles on this page, you are also able to identify whether you want a Talkable referral engine to approve all referrals automatically, or you want them to be approved manually. And this is this block that goes down here. So currently for Pura Vida, it's set to approve all the referrals automatically within 12 hours time frame. I would say there is one case where this is bad, and this is a order return policy. It's usually set to 14 days, and imagine if you made a referral purchase but then make a refund within 2 days, but your reward was approved already, and the advocate has gotten a reward for referral. And that would be kind of a downside here to make it such a short term of 12 hours. I think it could be more than that, otherwise you will be facing such issues with shipping returns. Yeah, so this is why we have this delay by default. So yeah, within 12 hours time frame, all rewards, all referrals within Talkable will be either approved or blocked according to these fraud settings profiles. Okay, cool. So that was referrals. Except for referrals on this page, we are also seeing campaigns. Talkable is a platform that allows you to launch multiple campaigns on a single website. Let's take a look at it in action. So we're gonna close it out, and let's see how the other campaign type looks. So inside header, right above the logo type, there is a link that drives you to the separate page where we host another campaign. It's called Invite Standalone. It's called Invite Standalone just because it's embedded between header and footer on their website. And then everything is between is the Talkable iframe. This is a very good experience because you can't even guess that it was made by Talkable. It looks like it was made in-house. And
exactly.
yeah, one of the that's the benefit here. And you can also drive traffic from email campaigns to this page in order to communicate to your users, hey guys, this is from where you can invite your friends. And this is why Pura Vida placed a link in the header that improves the conversion of this campaign. Because otherwise, if you host this campaign on a standalone page and don't promote it within your website, nobody will be able to access it. The other use case for this standalone placement is the email campaigns, email blasts, as we call them. So imagine you are sending out a huge email campaign to millions of your users, and you can promote a referral campaign and include the link to this particular page from each email. And whenever your customers click on the link, they will hit that page already logged in. You can include some additional URL parameters, such as email, for example. Email si@talkable.com. So that would be an email of the recipient inside your email collection software. And this is how I will see that page. It says SI, that's my email array. So I'm automatically logged in. You may also include first name, last name, and other data through the URL automatically. Okay. Yeah, so that was a little bit of other types of campaigns that we have at Talkable. And for Pura Vida, we're currently running 7 live campaigns in different places on the website. That brings several benefits here. You may, for example, rotate some of the campaigns right on this page and segment them out. It doesn't necessarily mean that there are 7 different places on their website, right, in which we embed those Talkable campaigns. You can, for example, show, to me right now, I'm seeing $10 invite campaign. If some other guy would land on this page and they would be logged into the website and they would be some existing customers who made some referrals, you may segment them out to show a different campaign, and they might see $20 campaign, and that would be treated as another segment. But it's essentially that same page, but different people will see different campaigns. And we also treat those as different campaigns, and that's why the number is 7, not 3, for example. So our default campaigns package, I think, includes 3 placements. So what's placement? The placement is the page where we are embedding the campaign. But let's take a look at floating widget again, because floating widget is its own placement. Because it's hosted on every page, and its mechanics looks like a button in a corner that expands the pop-up. And that logic is also attached to the term placement. And this is what we understand by saying floating widget as a placement. That means it's hosted somewhere as a button, and then whenever you click the button, it expands the pop-up. This is what we mean by that term. Any questions so far?
Yeah, actually, question on when you clicked on the button there, I noticed the URL. I mean, did that pop up, but then the URL stayed the same versus the other one that had a white label, right? It says like my Pura Vida, something like that. So does that mean on this pop-up that it's not using the screenshot of the website in the background?
Yeah, so I was showing you the friend claim page. So that was, yeah, that page. I'm gonna open it right now. This one. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And what is your question here?
Oh yeah, because this one, it looks like there's a screenshot. I remember you mentioning this was actually a Talkable page, not the customer page, with the screenshot of the web page in the background. But if you go to the next window, it's doing the same.
Here?
Yeah, when you clicked on the previous page, when you clicked that the floating widget,
This one?
it just popped up. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. So you're saying why it's not our hosted page?
Yes, exactly.
I see. Yeah. That's a good question, and it's a technical question that's good to know that's good to know for tech people, and you are such a guy. So, yeah, basically, some of the views. So this single button is called a view, technically speaking, and that previous page, the friend claim page, was also a view, and different views inside Talkable are breaking out into two categories. The first category is called embeddable views, and another category is non-embeddable views. So this one is embeddable, and that means that this view gets embedded into their website using JS integration, using iframes. And the second one was a friend claim page. It was not embeddable because we host it entirely, and there is no need to embed it using the JS integration because that's our page. And that's the main distinction here. We are showing the pop-up right within the content of their website because there is no capability for us to show this content while being on Talkable website, because I mean you just visited this Pure Vita's website, and it would be a bad user experience to redirect you to some separate Talkable page. It would be a way smoother experience to show you this pop-up right in here. So that's the way it works. And the only, I would say, not embeddable view in Talkable campaign is the friend claim page. All other views are embeddable, as far as I understand, because there might be this trigger widget, that's the button. There may be other views such as sign up or share page. Let's take a look at those. Yep, so that is the advocate sign up page, and it's also embeddable, and right now it embeds inline within their website. And there is a share page. That's the page right after this one. As I entered my email address, I will hit the advocate share page. So it's also the page that gets embedded into their website using the JS integration. And if we're gonna inspect the element, what we'll see here is the iframe be embedded into their website. Let's take a look. Okay. Yep, here is the iframe that you see here. So that's Talkable iframe. And how it's embedded using the JavaScript integration library. Let me show you. So here is all the integration. It starts with this comment and ends with Talkable integration. So this data means it's just an array in JavaScript, and they are pushing some data to this array. And then whenever this JavaScript file gets loaded by the browser, it automatically picks up this variable by its name. Its name should be this exact one, _talkable q. And this integration library picks up this array and starts to manipulate its data. It starts to get the data out of this array and form a URL for the iframe. So the main goal for the integration library is to form the URL to the iframe and embedded it on the screen. The rest of the job regarding how the iframe looks, what it hosts inside, that's already a job of the inside iframe JS API and its capabilities. So yeah, the JavaScript, the outside JavaScript integration library simply embeds this iframe and forms the URL. So this is the source, right? This is the source of the iframe. And its main job is to form this URL, that's it. The rest of the job about the positioning, regarding positioning of the iframe, whether it looks like a floating widget in the corner, that's the job of the inside iframe JS API. Okay. Any questions here?
No, this one's good. This one's good. Thanks.
Okay, cool. All right. So that was a couple of campaign types, campaign placements. Sorry. Except placements, we also have campaign types. A campaign type in Talkable can be, for example, dashboard or invite. So you can embed any kind of campaign into any kind of placement. With such flexibility, you can mix them up whatever you want. And let's take a look here. So inside Pure Vitas admin, we've got lots of campaigns launched already. And just by their names and labels, you can track them down separately. Such as SA would be standalone. That's the name of the placement. That means that the standalone placement is that /pages/share page. And if you attach campaigns to that particular placement, they will appear there being embedded in line, right? If that's FW, that's floating widget. If you attach placement to this placement any campaigns, they will appear as a button that expands something that you want to show on like within the scope of this campaign. If that's PP, that's called that's post purchase. Post purchase is really similar to floating widget, except that it doesn't have the trigger widget button. An example for the post purchase would be just this pop-up without any buttons, and it automatically expands whenever you make a purchase. It could be either a referral purchase or non-referral purchase. It will always fire there on the post purchase on the purchase confirmation page. And by default, we propose all our customers use at least post-purchase and invite campaign types. Placements. So that would be they are using invite as the campaign type. The campaign type only includes the functionality that you see on the screen right now within this pop-up. So instead of this functionality, you may also see, let me show you a dashboard, for example. So here I just click on a dashboard that's hosted on the standalone placement, and this is the way it looks. If you scroll down, you're gonna see a preview of it. So this is its sign up page, and this is its share page. So it just looks like a huge it looks like a huge table of content with all sorts of statistics and a resend button, right? And here are your stats, how many times you shared, what's your possible reward as of today, and how many friends you already referred, and stuff like that. And from here, you can also send a share link to your friends. And so this is what we call a campaign type. A campaign type is what's being embedded within that pop-up or within some sort of inline block between header and footer if that's standalone page. If that's post-purchase or floating widget, that's being embedded into the pop-up. Of course, for the pop-up, that type of functionality is too much because it takes too much space on the screen and it doesn't necessarily look like a pop-up. But you can style it differently to look more compact. Any questions here?
Oh, very cool. So this then is going to be an individual view of the campaign itself versus the other one, which is like more of a summary view of all campaigns for the customer, correct? This is more like a drill down view per campaign.
Right. Yeah. So on this screen on campaigns index page, you can see all the campaigns at once, and then whenever you click into this campaign, you're gonna see all its details narrowed down to that particular one, to that particular campaign, and that performance chart shows you like a funnel. It shows you all the metrics we currently track within this particular campaign. And inside reports, you can track down all the numbers aggregated by multiple campaigns, not just by this one. So this campaign details page is useful if you want to improve some aspects within this particular campaign.
Cool. So in the summary view there, I don't know this is for the campaign view, but in the summary view, is there a way that we can see, let's say, top campaign performer, or is that just a strictly summary of all campaigns together?
Yeah, regarding the performance, there is no numbers here. All the numbers are on the site dashboard being aggregated across all the campaigns you currently have live. But yeah, regarding this page, you are not really seeing any stats except for offers. And so what offer is the first impression with Talkable campaign. What we treat by impression, let me show you. For example, I just hit this page, right, PureVita's website, and Talkable created a unique offer for me. And that offer, under that offer, they showed me this button. So offer is the very first interaction with Talkable campaign. If I refresh the page now, I'm not created with the new offer. I just, Talkable knows that I am the same person and there is no need for me to create me a new offer. It will show me that the previous one that I saw before this page refresh. So that is the offer. And within this offer, I can sign up myself as an advocate. And then as soon as I sign up, my offer will be pre-populated with this information next time I visit this page. And that all information sits within the scope of offer. And I won't go deep into details what kind of other entities we have in our database, such as person, share, and stuff like that. We will go over those in details next time, but this is just some kind of a general overview. Okay. Campaign details page. The funnel metrics that you see here are impressions. That's the number of times an advocate is presented a sign up or share page, because some people may be automatically logged in, some not, and whenever they see some page, that's been a unique impression. Sharers, that's the number of unique people who made at least one share. And shares, those are just shares. For example, one Facebook share, one email share, that would be 2 shares that you just made as an advocate. This number would always be higher than sharers. And then for friends, the major metrics are clicks, visits, and sales. Click metric increments whenever you as a friend open up the claim page. So the claim page visit is tracked down as a click metric. The site visit gets incremented whenever you hit Shop Now button on the claim page. Do you imagine that?
So once the let's say the offer or something is shared, and then let's say the referred friend clicks start shopping, then that counts as a site visit?
Yeah, so let me show you. So for example, I just click on this link. The request has been sent to Talkable as increment the shares metric. So that was share because I technically copied the link. Then whenever my friend clicks on that link, um, this is what we call a click. So we just incremented a click metric. So whenever you pass email gating, we don't increment any metrics. Whenever you hit start shopping, now we incremented visits metric.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it all looks like a funnel.
So that's almost a true. Yeah, that's almost a true, real, I guess, metric for based on the amount of shares that you have, how many people actually move forward.
Right.
With that. Okay.
Yeah.
And so just to back up really quickly on the share versus share. So let's say the advocate, let's say you're sharing your link, you share via email, you share via Facebook, and you share via Twitter. That counts as one share, or that counts as 3 shares for you?
It's gonna be one sharer. That's the guy who made at least one share, and it's gonna be 3 shares.
Okay, well, so that's why that number is so much higher, because one share could potentially be broadcasting through multiple channels there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, a share is the person, a share is the entity.
Yes, yeah, okay, perfect, got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So what we also have on this screen is incentives. Incentives is a huge part of our logics. Incentive is the piece of logics that decides when should the reward be given, who should it be given to, and what is the amount of it. So that all sits under incentive logics. So technically speaking, the amount of the reward, like $10 off, right, coupon code, that's called a reward. But just to simply understand it, let's treat all that as one single piece of logics. I mean, incentive is the piece of logics that knows about reward, and it can either block it or return true on it. If the incentive returns true, the reward is given to a person. If false, it's not given, it's blocked. And so there are several types of incentives in Talkable. So I'm going to briefly go over them. Let's actually visit the rules so I can see all of them at once. So inside campaign rules, you can configure all the settings for the particular campaign. So here, for example, you can change the name of a campaign, the description, offers, I'm gonna go over them in a moment, and then incentives. So down here on the right, you're gonna see all the explanations for the offers. And the first one is the advocate sign-up incentive. So that piece of logics decides whether to show or not the reward to the advocate whenever they sign up to the referral campaign. In reality, it looks like this. I click on a button, and if I were not signed up before, if I were to be just an anonymous user, Talkable would give me a sign-up page, right? Because it doesn't know me yet. And as soon as I enter my email address, Talkable will trigger me a reward. And that is advocate sign-up incentive. So as soon as I sign up as an advocate, even before I share, Talkable can give me a reward. Such an example of a business campaign would be email collection campaign. You might have seen that multiple times throughout the internet. Whenever you hit the website, first time it will prompt you to enter your email address in some sort of pop-up. And if you enter your email address and subscribe for the newsletter, for example, it will give you an instant reward of some sort. It could be just a coupon code, or it could be any other reward. So that could be that type of campaign. It's not necessarily a referral campaign, but it may be some kind of email collection campaign. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Another type of incentive is sharing incentive. So advocate sharing incentives triggers a reward to the advocate whenever they make share. And then down below you can configure the shares to be only via Facebook or via email or via Twitter or whatever. You can configure that inside incentive settings. And so if, for example, we configure to only reward advocates who share twice via email, we can do that inside incentive settings, inside this form, inside if we click edit. Otherwise, if all the checks will be false, or whenever, for example, advocate shares once, no reward will be given to the advocate. So that's the way it works.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah, that one makes sense.
Okay, cool.
Straightforward.
So the third one is the referral incentive. It's a classic incentive, and by default, we always use it in all campaigns we create. And that is the piece of logic that triggers a reward to the advocate whenever they refer their friends to buy. So whenever their friends make a referral purchase and that purchase is valid and the referral is valid, we reward the advocate as a result. Otherwise, the reward will be blocked. Okay?
Okay.
So that's like a standard incentive, I would say. Another incentive
Yeah,
is...
it seems like that would be the most used.
Yeah, it is the most used, right? Another incentive type is also kind of standard. It's called friend incentive. That's the incentive whenever you as a friend open up the claim page and pass the email gating, like enter your email address, and if it's valid, if it's not been used before, if it's some kind of other criteria are passed, then you are eligible for a reward, and on the next page you're gonna see the coupon code. This is the flow that we just passed on Pura Vida's website.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So friend referred incentive. That's kind of a unique incentive, and it's not really being frequently used. But this incentive triggers the reward whenever your friend makes a referral purchase, and upon that referral purchase, the friend receives a coupon code. From one side, it can be illogical to give the friend who just made the referral purchase a reward after the purchase, not before that. It sounds like it will not really increase any conversions, but if we take a look that there are mobile app downloads, right? You can invite your friend to download the mobile app on the App Store, and whenever they download that app and open it up, so that would be treated as a referral event. And right after that event, a friend may get some reward right within the application. They might see some sort of, oh, here's your bonus. You just made a referral download. Here's your $5 bonus. Just apply it now. So that would be a good use case for that type of incentive. And this is where it's frequently being used.
Okay.
Sounds good? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So these are like 5 major standard incentive types. We frequently mostly use third and fourth one. That's the standard. All others are kind of unique. They demand some custom templates, because if you're gonna create that type of incentive, you will still need to tweak your campaign to look and work the way you want it, because you're gonna need to show the coupon code, for example, right on the share page if you're using sign up incentive and stuff like that. By default, our theme is not optimized to support all those incentive types, so you will need some help from front-end team on the customer's end.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so that was incentives. So you can actually combine all these 5 incentive types into one single campaign. So your campaign would be like, oh, I sign up as an advocate, I get $1 discount. Then I make one share, I get $2 discount instantly. And then I make as referral, I refer my friend to buy, and then I get $5 for referral. And then stuff like that happens. So you can combine it. Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So offers. We already know what is an offer. This is like the interaction with Talkable, within which you aggregate all the information regarding either a friend or an advocate. And each offer has its deadline and expiration. So imagine we are running some sort of short promo campaign on a website that starts November 5th and ends November 15th. So it runs only for 10 days. And during that 10-day period, all advocates can invite their friends. And whenever the campaign shuts down on November 15th, none of the advocates would be able to invite their friends. So the configuration for this campaign would be advocate offer deadline. For example, let it be not November, but March, let's say. The deadline for the offer, for the advocate's offer, would be March 15. And for friends, let's give them some time to apply their discount, because imagine advocate has shared on March 15th, and we want to give some time frame for friends to apply their discounts. Let it be 3 days. So friends offer deadline cannot be earlier than advocate offers deadline, obviously. And right. And so this is the way these two inputs work. And the third one is tricky. I would say for this type of short promo campaign, I would make it 3 days. Why? Because, for example, today is March 7th. I, as an advocate, make a share. You, as a friend, click on my share link. Now you've got only 3 days as a friend to apply your discount. Otherwise, if you're gonna click on this link on day 4, from the moment I shared with you, you're gonna see your offer is expired, because the expiration will trigger first. So out of these two input fields, whichever comes first, it triggers first. If, for example, I, as an advocate, share with you on March 15th, now you only have 3 days to apply your discount. For example, here it would be 30 days, right? Not 3 days. So if today is March 15th, I share with you as a friend, you click on my share link, you click on the share link on March 20th, you will already see your offer is expired. If you're gonna put
pick the shortest expiration.
Yeah, whichever comes first triggers first. That's the logic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you can also make it unlimited. If you will make it unlimited, such as here, here, and here, all advocates will always be able to make a share unless the campaign is live. If the campaign is deactivated, all advocates' offers will be disabled again. And regarding friends, all friends' offers will never die because of this configuration. You make them endless this way. And if your friend will visit this link next year, they will still see the friend claim page, oh, here's your reward. But there is another use case where we deal with coupon codes, right? Because coupon code and its coupon list has its own expiration. and that expiration may end sooner than this unlimited offer. So there's actually not 3 but 4 expirations in fact. There is 3 expirations regarding offers, and there's the fourth one which is in regards to coupon lists. So that is a little bit of a tricky situation, because here is the link to the coupon list, right? And let's wait until it loads. And down here, we are seeing that it expires, I believe. Oh yeah,
it 3 years, huh? Oh,
yeah, it expires never because it's blank.
Okay.
So all coupons never expire, basically. So this is the way it's configured for Puritas. It could be either good or bad. It just depends on your business. And right now, you know all the logics behind it. In the scope of today's call, I think we won't go any deeper than that. I think that was just a general introduction with a little bit more details on how the incentives work and what is offers and what kind of placements we have and campaign types, what are those, and how in general campaigns work. So how do you like that so far?
Perfect. No, this is a really good starting point and an overview. I'm excited to go, to learn more about the product so that I can then start to understand the process better, right? But yeah, I mean, this is getting me very excited since I'm kind of understanding the product deeper functionally, and then, as I go in more technically, that'll be also really exciting points. So appreciate the time and walking me through this, and looking forward to the next session.
Yeah, no problem. So that was, according to the plan, we just passed a couple of platform capabilities as well as general introduction. I think next time we're going to discuss some limitations and dev pain points in the process, and then, yeah, further discussions down the road. Okay, thanks for the call.
So do you think I had just 2 calls set up for now. Do you think that's enough, or should I put maybe a couple more?
I think let's shoot for 2 more, and then there we can see if we need to allocate any more time for that.
Perfect. Sounds good.